What's up? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Oh, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. What's up, Chels? Chels, the mess family is surviving. Oh, I'm feeling okay. Good morning. What? Come on. Stop moving so fast, chat. Good morning, Savvy. How are you? How's your family doing? Dan Fialo in the house. Good morning. Dylan, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Card fishing, stopping by. How you doing? Ron Jordan in the house. Look at these people just flooding in. Brofit, Brian, what is up, my guy? And of course, MP sneaking in and saying good morning to everyone. Well, welcome everybody. How's it going? It is Wednesday, midway through the week. How's everybody doing? Um, right? The faces, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great. You finally saw the box, dude. I had it on 2 shows ago. No one noticed it. No one said anything. I just figured I'd leave it back there a couple of times here and there. See if anyone had thought anyone saw it. That's one of two boxes that I bought. I wasn't planning on buying the drop, and then on drop day, I found myself into streams. Um, I hit that swipe button on the catfish spot in a TTM break just to troll spot Tom, like everyone does. But apparently, I was the last person to swipe, so now I'm a freaking catfish maxi. And then I got myself into the T slabs, and that T slabs, I don't know what it is about his music, his show, his vibe, the way he does like sudden deaths, but I've bought so many Pokemon cards from that dude, and then I got 2 boxes and a couple of packs. So yeah, that's been that was day 1. Like I managed to save my money all pre-release, all like discounted holder releases, which seems stupid because I could have gotten them for cheaper. But day 1 I opened up Whatnot, and an hour later I had spent $300. And I was like, damn it. Like they got me. They got my money. Um So yeah, that's that story. 2 good nights of sleep. Ron feels 22 years old, y'all. Let's go. I mean, might have to rip it. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I mean, if Jason's not coming on today, which I haven't gotten a text from him, so good night's sleep should be not be underestimated. No. Not at all. I'm loving sleep, bro. Sleep is hard. Yep, T Slabs is he's a good dude. I mean, I don't know. How would I know? I was pushing so hard the last 2 weeks that I forgot. You mean on your stream and on your show and just everything that's been going on? Yep, your body will check you. I downloaded Rob. I downloaded Whatnot for Rob, then deleted afterwards. Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. Um, but yeah, I hear you. I'm not you, but I'm feeling 20. Is that a Taylor Swift song? I don't know why, but her voice popped right into my head when I heard that. I'm pretty sure it's a Taylor Swift song because uh, that stuff rings hard in my house. Seriously, I've had shoulder injury for weeks, and all of a sudden, nice. Let's go. Let's go, Ron. Yeah, I'll take that as a confirmation. They have settings on Whatnot. You can set limits, like dollar limits or hour limits, time limits, any one of it. Yeah. I feel like I would just break out those limits though, like whenever it's like the time limit on the like I've done the screen time limits on my phone and like I obviously have the password so I can just if I want to keep watching Whatnot, I will just yeah, just use it. Um yep, 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 yep. Good job. Way to go. Way to go, y'all. Everybody's firing it off today. What's up, David? Good morning. Does anyone keep a swear job? They must be at 100. No, not here. None of that. Whatnot Ron Brain is different than normal Ron Brain. He knows no limits on there. Yeah, that's Jordan Ron, right? That's your alter ego. That dude just goes hard, swipes, hangs out under neon lights, and plays with micro machines on treadmills. He's an ass. Got it. Makes sense. You got to get it out somewhere. Like I think I read somewhere or listened to Tom say it. It's just it's a little part of each one of us, and you find your ways to get it out, whether it's in the gun range, jujitsu mat, whatnot. Don't unleash it on your kids. That's I think what I used to do. Mine was video games like Call of Duty late night, Tiger versus Tom. Yep. Then there's undefeated TVL Ron. Ooh, is Ron kicking butt in the tournament? I'll let you guys know. I'm not watching. I'm not a fan whatsoever. I'm a fan of all you people, but I hate TCG. I'm starting to hate it more and more. Um, but yeah, good. Good for you, Ron. Way to be a legend that you are. Let's say we got Jason
Just
up.
kidding. Just kidding. I'm here.
What's up? How you doing, buddy? What you up to?
Doing okay. Out with the dogs. It's nice. It's frosty. Feeling
Frosty.
loquacious. Yeah. Little little sprinkling of sugar on the grass this morning, but the sun's out,
Okay,
so I'll be gone soon.
nice.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. The chat's like firing off like crazy right now. Savvy, I know that, and thank you. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to Texas. Like, it's pretty much a done thing. Just too much, too much money, too much last minute, too much stuff going on right now. But thank you, I really appreciate it. The Texas boys all both reached out to me at some point too, and both said that no matter what, they'd find me a ticket if I made it out there. Um, I mean, I'm pretty pocket sized. I can fit in. I'm not like Rob Messer pocket size, but I'm pocket size. And I also think that there's a ticket available on the website right now. So, yep, it's a
But
bummer.
would you fit in it? Would you fit in skinny jeans, Dom? How pocket size are we talking about?
No, that's not me. Yep, the chat is flying.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm here then. Good morning, everybody. Can't see the
Yep,
chat,
Ron's
but
Ron's going.
I'm
Ron
assuming
has an
going into the
extra
highlights.
bed and a drive. See, I mean, there's yeah. look, I'm still saying there's a chance, but like it's more along the lines of it would be like a it would be like we didn't make any plans. I didn't block the weekend off or anything. I have a dentist appointment on that Friday, but like it would be something where I would just ask my wife like on a Wednesday and be like, "You cool if I just go for the weekend?" and just like grab the most random ass flight and come down. I know. I'm holding like a 0.001% chance that like miracle happens.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, I'm just mainly just to mess around. Hmm. I'd love to
Well,
go
hey,
though.
sometimes parents need
I like
trips
this
too.
tactic. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've raised up enough goodwill, but I've also this sickness has caused me to take a lot of time off, and that's kind of another reason. But it's Friday to Sunday, so it's not actually time when I'm working anyway. So it's
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying. There's a chance, there's a shot, there's a whatever you want to call it. I've been wanting to go every year, and I keep making excuses. Eventually, I'll go. Um, Sounds like I need a 2-day vacation in Lufkin. Yeah, right. You know what's funny is the other day, so I just rewatched the series Young Sheldon, and there was one episode where they actually showed a map of Texas, and Lufkin was on there, and I was like, "That's so funny." I don't think I ever knew that
I
it
have
was a
heard
place.
that. I've heard that town's name random times before.
Yeah,
I'm
it's weird.
assuming outside of Houston or Austin, every other town is like that. The one
Yeah.
town that I've been to is, I think it was called Zion, Texas.
Hmm.
And
I didn't know that.
it was literally like an intersection. And its claim to fame, I think, it was either like its general store or like a weird factory where they produce like, I don't
Go
know,
ahead, David.
can tops, like for canned
Okay.
goods, but just the tops. I don't know,
Weird.
but it was one of those towns that somehow was still alive, barely, barely alive.
Interesting. Interesting. Um. So how's it going, Jason? How was work? What's going on? How's your week been?
I have a presentation to do this morning. We got a late start. The kids are home a little
Okay.
bit
The kids
later.
have a late start, and but you have to be there on time.
Kids have a late start. Teachers have duties. So like we have
Gotcha.
like PD
Hmm.
meetings, which is uh quite often like just cursed, like they just we'd rather be in our classrooms. But
Yeah.
I'd say at least our school, I think our district in general, uh does a good job of making things meaningful. Like today is a session specifically for art teachers. I'm putting on a session for like studio management, like practices
Hmm.
to make it better. So I mean, all teachers do their own thing. We all
Yeah.
have things that go really well and not. So it's just a time to talk about it and uh, get a little, maybe a little revamp or revisit the things that work in the beginning of the year, but then as the year goes on, those things kind of falter, um, just out of just out of uh, fatigue, or maybe like you kind of rely on systems that need upkeep a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing today. That's my day.
Okay. All right. Nice. Sounds
And
good.
you are at work. I can't see. I can't see where
I'm
you're
at
at.
work. Today's another short day for me. Just gonna quickly hit the jobs, do a little office work, and then head home. And then Bailey has a swim meet today, so I'm gonna hopefully go to that. If I don't go to that, I would probably just stay home with the younger kids and hang out with them. But I really want to hit as many of the swim meets as I can. She funnily enough, she didn't try like she tried out for varsity. She didn't make it. And so she was disappointed, but she didn't like try, like she didn't practice. She didn't do anything year round for swim. This has happened for 3 years now. Um, And so she made JV, and so she was very disappointed at first. But then the first swim meet happened, and she, because she's an older kid in JV, she's one of the more experienced and
Look,
stronger kids. So, she was center lane. She got first place in all of her events. She came back and caught people. Like, so she's it's probably going to be a strong year for her.
yeah,
Um, which we were trying to explain to her, like, look, if you don't practice year round, what makes you think you're just going to jump into a cold pool in January and try out and make the big dogs? And then if you didn't do that, then you'd be at the bottom of the totem pole. So it worked out. Um, David's a 9 plus. These guys are talking about Jersey. MP lives in a farm town. I don't know what Bailey's best event is. The IM, I think she's really good at. That's what Amy was telling me the other day. I think
I always
maybe
forget what
butterfly.
town MP is from, so I
He's
know
he's
it's
he's a
out.
Jersey. He's a Jersey boy, but he lives out. He was basically saying he's not in like Jersey proper. He's out in like a farm town with no bars, one gas station, and he said they finally got a McDonald's in 2020. So
Gotcha. Yeah, there's some towns in Jersey as well like that.
yeah, so it's awesome.
What was my next question? I had a question. You made me think of a think.
I'm talking about
Um,
swimming.
Swimming. Yeah, back to swimming. Similar
Malika
experience.
Hill.
Um,
Malika
Mullica
Hill.
Hill. Yeah, or I believe I've seen signs for that before. Um,
I have 2 bars of
yeah, this
certificates.
so kind of what I heard was Bailey has like a I don't want to say false confidence, but you're saying that she's really confident in her abilities based on her previous performance. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Um, it's more along the lines of like, so she wants to do both swim and cheer. Like she loves it. She's decently good at it. She likes the environment, the community, like the whole every aspect of it. But cheer is year round and it's a very exhausting like sport for her. Like they practice every single day. They have a lot of events. Like this year they started cheering for soccer games, for baseball games. Like they're it's they have new coaching staff, so the coaching staff is pushing them a lot harder and doing a lot of different stuff for them. And so with that being such a time consuming, exhausting sport, she then just like dies and goes into like vegetation and hibernation mode and tries to sleep and rest because the next day it just happens all over again. So there's just no time for her to practice. Like, there's just when you're exhausted like that, it's like when I come home after work, I'm like, I don't want to do chores. And if I don't have to do them, like if there's not a gun to my head or like the house isn't falling apart, then I just won't do them. And so it's the same thing with her. She's just not going to get in the pool, but she's active all the time. So it's like her muscles are working.
Hmm.
So I think that's why she jumps in and kind of gets it pretty well. Like obviously, if she were practicing swim year round, she'd probably shave time and be better. But that's not a thing.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, Kira, same thing. She made it to honors orchestra, which is awesome for violin, but she never practices at home. Like if we didn't know that she was in music, she wouldn't. We wouldn't know if she was in this. And she was kind of hemming and hawing on doing it because she wanted to get the free pizza for trying out. But then she made it, so now she has to do it. So part of it is like, well, you got a skill, and sometimes, sometimes it's a choice, and sometimes if this has been put in front of you, it's it's worthy of exploration and maybe put
That's
work into something that you have skill in.
yeah. That's so funny though. Like made it into it, but she really just wanted the pizza.
Yeah,
It makes me
yeah,
like
she's
wonder if anyone else has had that experience. Like, oh, I tried out for something just for like the free aspect of it, and then I got like hired, or or I ended up like you know, getting the job or getting the this. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I think it was a good experience, and I'm glad she's doing it. So,
Yeah. And then Chell said, "What do you do when your kid is insane at something and you can see the potential long term, but at the end of the day, they just aren't that into it?"
also a good question.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of get to this with my middle. Like she's good at everything. She tries.
Hmm.
Um, like uh, like she had a really great first soccer season, but she's much more into independent sports. So it's like um, I think what Chels is saying, and I think putting it in words is that sometimes there's a point where pushing them into just going to make them hate it. Um, they might be forced into doing it. So that's kind of
Yeah.
a I think it's kind of like a delicate line to handle sometimes. Like we're not going to sign her up. She doesn't want to do it because she's good, because then she'll just be angry while she's doing it.
Hmm.
Um, but I think the lesson as they get older is uh, doing your due diligence in things that you're good at, whether it's sports or something else, um, and doing hard things.
Yeah. I think there's a lot that goes into play there. Like, it may not be the cool thing. It may not be the thing that their friends are doing. There is a level at which, like, if they're too good at it, then like, does it become easy, and then it's not challenging for them, and then it's like, well, I'm already, so good. I've already mastered this one thing. I want to, I know kids like, or there are a lot of kids, my kids especially, like to try everything. Like they like a variety. Like Bailey went through everything, and then she has settled on cheer and swim, but she went through everything. And there was a time where I was like, one of the main things that she did, softball and drama. I was like, I love that you do those, like, because I played baseball, so I loved that. And then drama, the plays that they did were so cute. It was so, you know easy as far as, like, where she needed to go. It wasn't too demanding. So I loved those two things. So when she stopped doing them, it was like, there was disappointment in my eyes, but she wanted to just explore other options. And so, there's a little bit of that aspect in it. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's parenting. That's trial and error, as David said.
I think it's also a challenge sometimes to push harder too. Like when that door opens and
Hmm.
maybe their mind opens to trying something, I think it's very easy to be like, oh, okay, no, now we can do this. Let's try this now.
Yeah.
I do this a lot in school. And I have to sometimes I really have to hold back and just keep in mind I'm working with children. Like yeah, like sometimes eighth graders come across as high schoolers sometimes. Um, like especially eighth grade class when we're doing
Hmm.
something like, for example, we've got a ceramics class going, a lot of good work being made. There's times when students say, or maybe your kids, whatever they do, they'll say like, okay, I'm done. And in my head, I'm like, this is so good, and you could do so much more with it. And I
Yeah.
have to hold myself back from
Yep.
making suggestions and pushing.
Yeah.
That's something.
It's like
That's something that.
the second you put a spotlight on it, like they almost like clam up, like, well, when the pressure's off or when they're in their own element, or you're kind of like, not too close to them or spying on them. Like they just get into flow. Like, but the second you like stop them or interrupt their flow, or if they get to a point where they're like, look, they're out of flow, they did what they did, it's done. Like sometimes you just, I think that from being artistic, like you get into in and out of that state pretty easily. And when you're out, you're out. Like you can't, like, will yourself to make it better. You're just like, nope, that's it, I'm done. We'll put this away, and then I'll come back to it, maybe.
Yeah, cutoff times, when to stop and just drop it and leave it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, whether it's art, whether it's a sport, whether it's conversation. That's definitely a skill that grows. Um, there's one more thing I was going to say. I forget it. Anyway, yeah, encourage your
We got
kids to
5 minutes. We should talk about time and schedule and the reading and all those kind of things. Even though the chat is flowing right now and we're flowing on this subject, however the hell we got here. Um,
Yeah, it was a
I
crazy,
think I think the
crazy
I mean
wormhole.
I think the reading is was a simple one for both of us. I just I think you and I do a decent job, a really good job of managing our time and adjusting our schedules to to be there as a parent, husband, household worker, like all that kind of stuff. Um, so I don't see this as being something that was a difficult one for either of us.
Yeah, agreed. Well, the reason why I end up jumping out is because before I left, read the page. There was a page from last week that I made notes on. Um, and last year, this day, I asked my girls on the way to school because I wrote it down. I asked them what are things that I can do to make the schedule easier.
Okay.
Um, and it was mostly driven by my oldest. It was like, leaving more on time. I think like just the fact of leaving like 2 minutes early, takes a little bit of stress off of that morning drive or being to school on time.
Yeah.
Um, so that was it. And then a few more notes I wrote about uh, like maintaining habits, like what days do I go to the gym? What days do I not? Basically called weekends like time off. Like rest days
Hmm.
are like family days are rest days, where it's like, if everybody's awake, stay there, hang out. Um, and that's kind of changed since then. Like it's gone through multiple versions based on what's going on. It's kind of a moving target. It's like, I'll go online sometimes and I'll hear or see stories of like, like the habit influencers, and they'll say how like they've been doing the same habit for 10 years. I would love to do that. I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah.
You know, it changes whether it's out of necessity or boredom. Um, and when you have kids, that ties into it too. Is like how does it work with everybody else? So
Hmm.
glad I wrote it. Didn't add anything else this year, but I wish I did that more. I wish I wrote more pages.
Yeah. It's it's good for you. I mean, it's definitely good for you to reread them and think of how you've shifted year after year. Michelle says
Hmm.
the Messers have the hardest times with schedules. Finn was the only one without Stuffy on Stuffy Day. Terrible, terrible day. Oh, those days, like the school days, like in the younger years where it's like, wear this shirt or pajama day or or Brooklyn just went through anything but a backpack day. Does your school have that? That's hilarious, by the way. Like if your school has that, that's a fun day. So the kids get to bring anything except a backpack to carry their book back, their notebooks and all their pencils in. And her school capped because it got a little out of control, but like you can't be able to ride it because kids were bringing like, like go-karts or whatever and shopping carts and stuff like that to school. So it got like really big and out of control, like wagons and wheelbarrows were coming to school and shit like that.
Yeah,
But
I love
Brooklyn
that
brought this
idea.
like little mini shopping cart, and those, those little kitchens that you get for your little ones. We have like a mini shopping cart to go with it. And so she brought that and it was pretty hilarious because she's like hunched over because it's so small while pushing her book bag around town around the classrooms.
Yeah,
Dressed like a pirate.
I feel like we had it one time. I think my school is good at they'll have those ideas, but then
Yeah.
they're also fairly keen to like seeing. what other schools have done, and like talking about what's the worst possible scenario. Well, a kid brings in his e-bike into school, you
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
and kind of making decisions on that because quite frequently teenagers are really good at deciding on using the worst case scenario. So, uh, yeah, testing those limits.
Yeah, I was just gonna get at, like, going with what Chell said is, like, the days come so often sometimes that, like, it's really hard to remember them all. You know, thankfully, my wife, like we've talked about before, has a little friend group where all the kids are in the same class, so they very much remind each other, like, "Oh, are you kids dressing up today?" Like, and that's been very helpful to not, f before Finn, I walked a dog named Finn. That's funny. Um, that it's been very helpful to not remember. So, or to not
Mhm.
forget. Sorry.
I
But yeah.
completely, I completely blanked on the first part of that sentence you just said. I lost the lead.
Anyways, well, I got sidetracked because I also read a comment in between that. So, that just happens.
So it's so nice when we're 100% focused on the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, Chelsea, you have twin 3-year-olds. How can you not be in a season of what the fuck just happened? You have twin 3-year-olds and a 7-year-old, I think, or an 8-year-old. I mean, you're screwed for another 2 years at least. This season lasts that long. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And they're all
seasons.
boys. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, the seasons are Game of Thrones seasons. It's not a season. It might go on
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
Winter might be until 2028.
Yeah. They're curly haired boys. We all know who your husband is. I mean, yeah. Just just knuckle under. More send more coffee. I highly recommend getting addicted to energy drinks too, but whatever, we don't need to go down that path. We know you love your coffee.
All right, I gotta go. Dogs are panting.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Thanks for
Glad
stopping
we talked
by.
today.
I'm gonna go ahead and just close the show. Don't even worry about what's in my hands, guys. I'm just gonna close the show. But everybody have a great Wednesday.
Wait, what's in your hands?
There's just a box of V Friends stickers. I'm just gonna
Oh, I got you.
just gonna close the store. But yeah, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. I don't think Ron's here anymore. Ron, I DM'd you, so figure that out. Come back to me, buddy. And then we'll see you guys all here tomorrow. Again, if anyone wants to come on, hit me up. Um, if not, I'll be up here. Thank you, buddy. See you, dude.
See you, see you, everybody.
Later. Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bitches, what's up?